Lakers lose a brutal one to the physical, tough Orlando Magic. Guys, they had a 4-point lead late with 27 seconds left. 2 for 8 down the stretch from the free throw line. AD 3 for 4. Misses 3 of 4 in the last 30 seconds. Lakers were just 3 of 9 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. They had this game wrapped up and won. And then Franz Wagner with 37 points was the hero of the night for the Orlando Magic. Byron hits that shot with 2 seconds left from deep.
Well, it's one of those cases of if you let a team just hang around, sooner or later it's going to bite you in the butt. And, the first half it was offensive rebounds that was killing us. The second half it was missed free throws. And those opportunities you got to take care of. And you could say a little bit of the physicality of the game probably wore them down a little bit. AD, like you said, was 1 for 4 from the free throw line, a very reliable free throw shooter. Austin Reeves missed 2 in a row. I think he was even 1 for 4 in the fourth quarter. So, you could say that Orlando just kept playing and playing, and they were playing such a physical brand that physicality at the end of the game probably had the Lakers a little tired, and that's probably why they missed the free throws. But still should have made those free throws to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orlando, without Paolo, they're still the number 1 defensive team in the league. So when you bring that to a game, you're bringing a lot. You might not have the offense firepower that you're still getting extra possessions, steals. Byron just mentioned how physical they were. And that played a factor. But the Lakers lost the game tonight, as we all saw, on free throws. Yeah. You got to knock your free throws. Sometimes you got to win ugly. Mm-hmm. And tonight would have been it would have been as ugly, but it would have been a game where they had to play physical and, fight through it against a tough team. Hit your free throws, you get the victory, you move on. Tough loss to take when you were responsible for not taking care of the business.
It felt like it would have been a gut check type of win. At least that's what I was kind of writing in my notes, like a game where you had to grind it out. You didn't have you had some tough individual performances. Orlando with that defense made it tough on you. You didn't get a lot of calls. It was just one of those games where you had to grind it out. So I was feeling really good about that game with 30 seconds left, and the Lakers about to wrap it up. But you got to give credit to the Orlando Magic. Jalen Suggs was fantastic tonight with 23. He had 5 threes. And Franz Wagner, let's start with him. Byron, 37 points, the hero of the night, 13 of 26. He also had 11 assists, and he could do whatever he wanted tonight. He was on it.
Franz was a ball in the night. And basically I think what Coach Mosley did is he went away from his offense and just said, we're going to give it to you at the top. Yeah. We're going to set pick and rolls or ISO and let you do your thing. And the Lakers had no answer for it. He was able to get any shot he wanted. And like you said, it also was dishing the ball to guys who were open. But at the end of the day, that's what great players do. And this young man is a great player. He really is very good basketball player and is going to probably continue to get better. But that last shot he took, Reddish was right there, so to speak. He challenged it pretty well. But that step back and he just, it was in a rhythm and just knocked it down. And you could tell by the way he shot that he shot that with a world of confidence. He knew he was going to make it and get that victory for the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, 29 bench points for Orlando, 12 for the Lakers. That too was a factor. Their bench made up for the one player that they were missing, and the offensive rebounds, the extra possessions. It demoralizes your defense mentally, and that's what Byron was talking about, how they kind of just physically wear you down. When that happens, when you play 24 seconds to get defense and they get an extra possession, it's a letdown, mentally and physically, because you got to do it all over again immediately instead of going down, rewarding yourself for good defense. And so that's how Orlando wins games, man. They're sticky, they're tough. And they got a guy that can finish.
Such a thin margin, right? You're about to talk about a Laker win and going, on 7-game win streak, and you're probably going to be praising LeBron's performance down the stretch with some of those rebounds he had. That outlet pass, it was the offensive putback. It looked like it was going to be LeBron's night. But listen, Lakers had the ball in the hands of the guys you want. Right? You're at the free throw line. You got to deliver. They end up going just 17 of 26. But like I said, 3 for 9 in the fourth quarter. Yeah,
3 for 9 in the fourth quarter is never going to get it done. It's just not, and you have some pretty good free throw shooters up there shooting it too. So, this is a game that they'll look at the film and they'll look at the tape and they'll realize even in the locker room right now, guys, if we do 2 things, if we limit the offensive rebounds, if we make our free throws, this game is a double-digit win.
I go to that third quarter where the Lakers struggled to get some offense going, but I credit Orlando in that zone and their length and getting hands on the ball and denying entry passes and just making it tough on the Lakers.
You could tell in that quarter when they switched to zone because the Lakers were up by 10, 11 points, it changed the whole complexity of the game. It got the Lakers kind of standing around, and that matchup zone just is one of those zones where you have to still be aggressive. You still have to look to penetrate and get into paint because once you get into paint, the defense collapses, and now you can find guys on the wings in the dunker area, that short corner. So it was one of those zones that really changed the whole momentum of the game. It got them back into the game, and once they got back into the game, they went back to normal, playing their man-to-man defense, but they had a rhythm on the offensive end, and that's what really got them over the top tonight.
Sometimes the zone design is just to take seconds off the clock. And you don't get your shots early. You got to search for them. You slow down. The ball's not moving. Sometimes, and it worked tonight. They had several situations with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. And that's when you have to force long threes. So the zone, it's not, it's designed to stop you, but it's designed sometimes to take seconds off the clock and make you search for a shot that you might not want to take.
Take you out of your rhythm offensively. And I think that's what it did.
I was impressed because this is the second night of a back-to-back for them. Remember, they're on a road trip. They had a 6-game win streak. It was snapped last night in L.A. They lose to the Clippers. But they played hard the entire game. And I think where they made it difficult for the Lakers also, and Billy and Stu talked about this during the game, Lakers were getting into their stuff with 8 seconds left on the clock sometimes. They didn't have a lot of time to do some things.
Yeah, and I think that's the point that Clever's making, that zone changed their momentum. It made them all of a sudden just kind of stop to see what they were in, and it was a matchup zone. So sometimes when you hit that first wing pass and you kind of cut through, if that guy goes halfway with you and then he bounces back, now you know it's a zone. And that's basically what they did. They disguised it for a little bit, and then they just got us out of rhythm, know. And once we got out of rhythm, and I said this in the break room, Gita, I said the Lakers are just looking like they're trying to figure it out on the zone. They're trying to figure out what they're going to run offensively. And I think that confusion that Orlando was able to put in their heads really affected them. And like I said, it got them back into the game. And then it's a dogfight. It's a dogfight to the end. And unfortunately for the Lakes, the missed free throws at the end obviously cost us the game.
Lakers were there for the knockout punch, but Orlando countered and gets the win.